This could very well be the most dangerous trip I take this year, at least so far, but hopefully for the whole year. I still got a bunch of stuff in here from my trip to do that 7-man chicken coop remodel and to Jeff's. But I want to clear this out so that I can fill it with wood. I'm actually emptying part of my, sorry, animals are distracting me, but part of my woodshed, because I've got a friend in need. Let's get this done and then I'll tell you about it. So, check it out, for the first time since I got home from Bobbleheads, that 7-man chicken coop remodel, I finally cleaned out the back of the truck. It was on my to-do list. It's just been horrible weather, so it wasn't a priority. I just took a trip now. I needed 4-wheel drive to get back up here, just because everything's so icy, which is part of why this is potentially the most dangerous trip that I'm going to take all year. Coming back from Jeff's the other night, we had freezing temperatures, we had a lot of moisture in the air and on the road. Visibility was incredibly low. Thankfully, we never slid. We did a lot of praying. We're very careful and cautious. That worked out really well, but pretty much got some friends, right? And they're in need right now. The only way to heat their new place that they just got, they signed on it on Monday, the only way to heat it for them is wood. And they can't find anyone to deliver out by him. The husband actually just slipped and fell, hurt his back. He's kind of out of commission. I mean, he's bedridden. So the wife is running around with the children trying to accomplish everything. And, you know, cutting and splitting a whole bunch of wood is not on her current to-do list, even though they need wood. So they can't find any place to get it. They can't find anyone near. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill a good way without having it go across that area. You know, I don't want to slam on the brakes and have wood come flying up in the back seat, but this is the best wood I got right now. It's been covered for a bit, it's been hanging out for years, so I'm wanting to take whatever I can. You can see since we filled this thing, we're already down a whole layer pushed back. I was thinking about pulling some of this out to the side, refilling it from the front, and then shoving a bunch of older stuff to the ceiling all the way to the back. I was cutting wood the other day, but right now we're just gonna lighten our load and get some of this over to them carefully and cautiously this evening, and try to bless them, take care of them, help keep them warm, at least buy them some time before they got to worry about it on their own. That's the goal. What about you, Apocalypse? You enjoying the snow? Are you enjoying the snow, Jacob? Maybe, huh? Maybe. It's not too bad. You guys got a lot of wool. So realistically, we've probably knocked it back a whole nother layer. That amount of stuff there probably could equal what we took out of there. But with a good pile of little peppers, we got it. The door shuts. Let's see, bugger, hop down, son. So, we're packed and stacked. Papa Pepper, is that an original artwork?
Yes.
Who inspired it?
Yeah.
So, do we sell firewood? No, we don't sell firewood. We just have extra and someone's in need. So, we're gonna see. Whoa, it's slippery. Hey children, let's eat that soup quick so I can have warm belly and then I'll slide out. We just have someone in need. And man, I'll tell you what, if I hurt my back and I couldn't move out of my bed and my wife had to run around doing everything with my family and I couldn't find anyone just to buy the stuff from or who would deliver it, I would love for somebody to step into my life and be like, you know what, I got you guys, I'll come help, I'll come take care. So since we don't need that person in our life at this moment, we can be that person because there is somebody in need. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. Esteem others more highly than yourself. As you've received, so give, you know. We got more than we need, so we're gonna share. I just gotta get a warm belly full of food first and then hit the road here. So around here, guys, it never really looks like this. We got a lot of stuff we're bringing. Monster truck is getting ready. See, he's got a blanket. He's got a big jug of water. We also got extra food, kind of provisions, extra things to be warm. I got a lot of extra layers of clothes, an extra pair of boots. My shoes are on the wrong feet. Hold on. I feel like a 2-year-old sometimes. But, you know, we don't want to be ignorant that this is a potentially dangerous situation. We normally, thankfully we're from Wisconsin originally, so this is really nothing, but they don't exactly salt the roads around here like they do in Wisconsin, other things like that. So we're gonna be safe, and of course if you guys see this video posted, you know it was a success, so you guys got that working in your favor. Right now I still got a question mark. Here's one too. See that little guy in the window? That's Bugger up there, and Bugger was sitting at the dinner table. What did he do, son? Show me.
He gave me his hat.
See that?
The hat.
He gave him a stocking cap. Bugger's sitting there eating his thing, and he goes, hold on! He says, here, take this, monster truck. He made sure to have a nice stocking cap for him. That's a good boy right there. That's a good boy. Somebody's raising him right. Must be his mama. Cool thing, I had a friend in the area who knows the way, and he said he'd help unload, so this will be even quicker. Let's go. We're gonna hit it hard. So with a good setup like they had, we were able to just chuck it all in that door, set some here, and they've got a nice, wonderful furnace for their house, wood furnace. I think that'll be good. It's in here anyway. It'll be safe. And there we go. Not the best wood, but the best I had to offer. So that's what we do. home now, happy to be by the wood stove, firing up, happy to see happy family, seeing that Papa's home. Monster Truck was sleeping by the time we got home, so I put him in here with his blanket and put him to bed. A couple interesting things. Number one, it was safe round trip, so praise God for that. That was awesome. Number two, it was very interesting because honestly, probably about a 2-hour drive for me one way, no matter which path I take, and some could take longer. There was an unknown path my GPS was trying to run me down to begin with, and I'm like, you know what, I don't know those roads, and to get to that destination from here, I've never really gone that way, so I'm not going to do it in a situation where it's just really icy and cold out. Just not going to risk it, not knowing the way. So what I chose to do was to go kind of my normal path, which was a little bit longer, but as I was heading out there, a friend in the area says, hey, I know you're heading out here to do this right now. That's awesome. You know, because it was something that he was working on too. He was trying to find some people near there who would sell wood. And I think he's got some lined up, so they're going to get some in the future here. But he's like, do you want help unloading? I'm like, well, I do have a 7-year-old with me. You know, I do have a 7-year-old with me. And he says, well, I'm probably going to be at least that much help if you want more. So I said, absolutely. And he had a better way for me to come out, and he actually led me to the final destination. That was really cool. The area out there, it's up in the mountains, I think a little bit more than we are. And the roads, you know, the gravel roads looked normal, like natural. But all the trees were just so heavy laden with ice. They're all just kind of creeping over. We went through some parts that were just so beautiful. Really cool to see creation in that state. And then when I left, I figured, you know what, it's decent enough out here. I think I can take this other path back. And rather than taking 3 miles of dirt road, making it to one road that kind of went out of the way, and then, you know, back over the way I was going, I wound up on 12 miles of dirt road. And there was one super zigzag that I needed my 4-wheel drive for, and because that, I said, you know what, I'm committed just to going this way now. I had to have on the 4-wheel drive to go up, you know, and I got options going up. I can go 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. But if I turn around and came back down, it was kind of slushy, it was gravel, but it was loose. I needed the 4-wheel drive to go up, and if I've got this zigzag that I gotta come down, all I got is the brakes, and if the brakes aren't enough and I kept going, that'd be the end of the trip. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna plow on through the next like 10 or 11 miles of this dirt road before I make it to the main highway. So that's what I did. Thanks for welcoming me home. And by the time I finished that, I still had about an hour and a half to go home, and my fuel tank was on E, and it said low fuel, and I thought, no. And I used my credit card to scrape the window earlier in the day, so that was sitting on my computer. I went shopping earlier today and picked up a couple things after I hit the post office, so that cash was sitting over here. And what happened is I was coming downhill, and by coming downhill, it was reading my gas tank as if it was empty. So it lasted me the next 45 minutes to make it to the nearest city here, which actually has a gas station open at that time. I happened to find $4 at first, and I'm like, it is what it is. You know, if that's what I got, that's what I got. But then I found a 10 spot in there too, so I actually got $14 worth of gas in town. Because I did not want to run out of gasoline with my son in 18-degree weather. And that's one reason it was just Monster Truck and I who went. I normally would have brought Bugger with me as well, but I'm like, if something happens where we do get stranded, I'd rather have me and a 7-year-old than me, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So that worked out well. And yeah, good trip. Was able to bless my friend with his hurt back, and then the other guy showing up too. We spent some time just in there praying for him and talking to him, just having a little bit of fellowship and conversation because he's laid up. You know, they just signed on that place on Monday, and he messed up his back before that. Somebody actually had to physically carry him to the car to when he went down to, you know, do the paperwork to sign it. And he's not doing too well with his back, so we moved the stuff in a big pile outside, and then actually wound up throwing it into the basement. although his wife and children could have done it, I'm like, so can we. So we're going to do that. So one cool thing too is his wife and children were pulling in just as we were leaving, so we talked to them a little bit. There were some things about their wood furnace that she did not know about and had some questions about, so we were able to answer those and help her understand it a little bit better. That was cool. And the big thing for me was, you know, I have a friend who reaches out to a group of us guys and he said, hey, is there anyone who can help us? Because we got some cold weather coming. We just moved in here. We're not set up and we don't know anyone around here we can get wood from. By the time people can figure stuff out sometimes, if one person just jumps on it, they can take care of it. And that's what I told him. I said, look, I can be here in like 2 hours with a loaded truck full of stuff. And then I don't have to worry about you guys. I'll know that for the next week, week and a half, 2 weeks or longer, you guys are fine right now with what you have on hand. And I don't need to worry about that. Sure, people can figure things out sometimes in a couple hours. But if one person just acts and takes care of it, you know, that buys everyone else some time too. So sometimes you got to be one of the ones who sit back. Sometimes you got to be a person of action. And this opportunity, I felt like I had to be a person of action and just get it done. Cross it off my worry list, my concern list. Now I don't really have to be concerned about him in that aspect. You know, he's still bedridden at the moment. That's another issue. But, and that gives other people who are trying to work on some stuff more locally, more in that area, you know, now they can have kind of a week or more to set things up and get something going for them. So that was that. Back home though, happy to be here and got some things of my own to take care of. So we'll see you next time. Papa out. Hey, do you want to come say bye-bye? What do you want to say? Do you want to give them something special for all the people who watch the whole video? You want to tell them bye-bye?
Bye. Thank you for watching. Hit the that button. Thumbs up.